Hello everyone, I hope you all are doing well. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Dheeraj Choudhary and today we are going to build and analyze the machine learning prediction model in SageMaker Canvas, which is going to be a no-code tutorial. So in today's video, what we are going to do. So in today's video, first and foremost, I am going to go ahead and select the specific data set that we have already cleaned, and based on that we are going to start training our model. Once we train our model, then we are going to go ahead and then we will understand the performance evaluation of that model based on our use case as part of step 2, and as part of step 3, one the insight. So whatever insight that we got after we build our model, that is the evaluation, what is r square, what is MAE, and what is the RMSE of that specific prediction, which is going to be get created as part of our model building. We are going to discuss upon that. Now, to get started, what we are going to do first and foremost, we will go to our canvas. We are going to start by loading the pre-processed dataset that we have created in our last demo. Once we load that model, we will go ahead and perform the next steps. So for doing that, what you will have to do is jump to your console. Once you are in your SageMaker console, click on My Model. Once you click on My Model, click on New Model, and over here, give the name as Housing Prediction Model AI Lab. And it is going to be a predictive analysis on which we are going to work. And I will go ahead and click on Create. So once I click on Create, then I have to select our previous pre-processed data, that is processed data set, and I will click on Select Dataset. Once our dataset is created, what's next? Next, we are going to go ahead and select the target column. And what is our target column? It is going to be median house value. So for that, you have to select over here and go to median house value. So we have gone ahead and selected our target column. Once we click on our target column, next is going to be click preview model. So for this, you will have to go over here. There is one option saying that preview model. So you can start by previewing the model over here. And before doing that, you can click on configure model. Over here, if you want to do anything based on your any changes based on your requirement, you can do that. But by default, it has selected the numerical model type for us, which is, it is also saying it is recommended. But if you have any classification problem, in that case, you can change the model type, but I will keep it as it is. And in objective metric, I am going to go ahead and select RMSE. So, and if as we are going to build the model, the one of the important step is to split the data set into train and test. So if I go ahead and click on data split, you can see that automatically it has gone ahead and assigned that quotas. So it is saying that the training set is going to be 80 and the validation set is going to be 20. And if you want, you can also add max candidates and runtime over here based on this configuration, which we are not going to touch. And the training methods and algorithm, it has auto selected, but if you want your own input that you want to add over here, you can do that also by changing the training method and algorithms. And I will just go ahead and click on save. So once we make this model configuration, then we are just going to go ahead and run the quick model validation. So if I click on preview model, it is going to run a quick model for us. But before doing that, always remember below, these are all the selected columns that I am going to use. For instance, if you don't want any specific columns which needs to be included as part of building your model, you can go ahead and unselect it, and it is not going to take that as an input for building your model. So that is the flexibility that you have in this console, and you can also manage the rows over here, as well as you can manage the column accordingly. So right now I'm going to keep it as it is, and I will just go ahead and click on preview model. Once I click on preview model, it will take some time, and on the right hand side over here, it is going to show us the RMSE score for that specific model that we are going ahead and previewing right now. Along with the RMSE score, it is also going to show us the feature importance, that which feature or which column was the most impactful to which is going to help us to predict our target variable, that is the median house value. So it will take around 1 minute for the preview model to run. So allow it some time. So my preview model is successful over here. And over here, you can see that median income is the feature which is actually making the biggest difference. And every one of them, so the column impact, it has been shown over here. Now, based on this also, you can understand that which specific columns you want to use before you are going to go ahead and perform a quick build. But that is just for your information if you want to do that. So that is one of the thing that you can review the feature impact. So these are all the feature impact as well as the RMSE for it. And this RMSE tells you that the model often predicts the value that is within the range of this value, that is the median house value for that specific property based on the use case that I have showed you in our previous video. Now, what next we are going to do is we are just going to go ahead and click on build to train the full model. So this was just a preview to showcase that which columns over here or the features over here is making the difference. So once we understood that, I'm not going to uncheck anything from here and I'm just going to click on quick build. But in this quick build also you have two options. One is standard build and one is quick build. So I'm selecting the option of quick build because it will be fast compared to the standard build, which will take around 2 to 4 hours based on the amount of data set that you have. So let's go ahead and run the quick build, which will take 2 to 3 minutes to give you the output. I'll just click on quick build and the process has been started successfully for you. So if you will notice, we were in the build tab. As soon as you click on the quick build, it will take you to the analyze tab where it is going to build the model and give you the output of the analysis of that specific model that you have built. So our quick model build is completed successfully. Now it's time for us to understand the key insights about what it has generated for us. So for doing that, first and foremost, remember that this was our use case on which we were working, where we are going to create data-driven house price estimation for better real estate decision making. So let's go ahead and jump back to the console. So once we build our model in the analysis tab, it is giving us the entire details. So over here, it has given us the column impact. If you remember our previous, if I take you to Wrangler over here, if I click on this full data report, double click on this, and if I scroll down, at that time it was showing the feature summary where it was showcasing that longitude is the most powerful feature, right? But once we ran our model over here, we were able to understand that it is not that specific column which is going to give us the best prediction, but it is the medium income. So this is what the power of building a model is. So our model is saying that this median income is the feature which helps us to understand 43% of variation in the target column, that is median house value. And this is how it has plotted that on the graph for you for better understanding. And after median income, it is population, which is doing that. Then comes the total rooms, longitude, latitude. So longitude was the most powerful, but it is not the one right now after building the model. So this median income is the one. And this is how you can see how the specific feature is going to help us predict the variation in the median house value, that is our target variable. So you can review it one by one based on this visualization, and this is how it gives you the overview of the column impact. Then if I go to scoring, inside scoring, it is going ahead and telling you that the predicted value versus the actual value. So this line, that is a regression line, shows you that the model can often predict within this specific range of actual value for median house value. And as the thickness of RMSE band on the model increases, the lower the accuracy of the prediction would be. So this is how you can understand the difference between the predicted and the actual value. It has plotted that for us on the graph, and if you scroll, so it is also going to show details. So this is the predicted value and this is the actual value, and that is the residue. It is showing that is the error between or the difference between both of them. Now it's time for us to understand evaluate the results for the model which has been built. So for doing that, we are going to talk about R square, RMSE and MAE, and the column impact. Column impact I already discussed, as well as I have already discussed with you the actual versus predicted scatter plot that we just saw. So these are all the matrices that we use for evaluation of our model, in from which we have discussed the third and the fourth one. Now let's talk about the first and the second one. Now to understand that, what you will have to do is you will have to jump back and click on advanced metrics, and in the metrics table it is going ahead and giving you those details. Now based on these details, let's understand what it's trying to tell us. So let's start with the RMSE, which is this value. So RMSE, it is saying that on average our house price prediction is off by 46k dollars, because it is penalizing the large mistakes more, so it reflects how big our worst errors might feel in real pricing decisions that we are going to make based on the prediction. Then comes the MAE. Now the MAE is nothing but it is on average, it is going to tell us that we are off by 32k. So it is saying that on average we are off by 32k from the actual house price. So this gives us a clear idea of the typical pricing error a buyer or seller might see while it is going to run our prediction model. Then comes the MSE. So MSE is just the, if I go ahead and say, so MSE is just the RMSE that we just discussed. So it is the squared and is mainly used for our internal optimization while we are going to optimize this model further. And last but not the least is the R square. And this R square actually tells us that the model explains 74% of variation in the house prices. That means most price changes are captured by income, location, and the housing feature, as you can see over here. That is what the R square tells us. Last but not the least, based on the business outcome that we were looking for, if I want to summarize that, the model predicts the house prices reasonably well with an average error of 30 to 45k dollars, and explains about 74% of price differences in terms of predicted versus the actual value. And that wraps for today's project demo. In next demo, I am going to show you that how we can pass the prices of our specific location, longitude of the property, and based on that, the model will predict and tell us that what should be the value for that specific property based on the details that we provide. So if you enjoyed this video and want to keep learning step by step, make sure you like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss the next video where we are going to make the prediction. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.